Please share with us about how you were able to compile such an illustrious group of subjects.
Well, it was Teresa Steele, who was out producing. Where's the boss lady? She was, gosh, I wish she was here. Because it was Teresa who really began all of this. Our first phone call was Charlie Horner, the historian, and he put us in touch with Sammy Strain. Sammy was our first interview, and I'm pretty sure after 4 or 5 hours in the chair, and then 3 or 4 hours at dinner, he was like, I hope this guy's not my neighbor.
He's not lying. The interview was supposed to be about 25 to 30 minutes. We did about 3 hours.
Just I couldn't stop asking questions.
It's the mark of a true fan.
Absolutely. Sammy was just fantastic, and we knew at that point we were off to a fantastic start.
Indeed. I'm going to just open it up. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. We only have a few minutes with everyone that's here, so please raise your hands, and
Is it going back to the OJ?
we will select
Been there, done
to
that.
come and talk to.
Yeah. Could I say something?
Yeah.
No, Charlie.
Give the group that a hell of a hand. It's beautiful, man.
Quiet storm. Quiet storm.
Why is it rude?
Yeah. You're not no young dude, you're older than me. And don't y'all let the rock and roll die because it's my job.
He loves himself.
It's just my job. You know what I'm saying? Keep on buying Drifter's music. Man, y'all keep on singing. Well, I ain't
Do I
got no
see
more
a
to say
hand?
because
Yes,
I
all
get
the
out
way
on
in
the
the
corner
back.
called Small Change, nobody won't give me nothing. So please
Do we
don't
have
let
a
the rock and
question
roll
and
die.
perhaps any small change, or just a
Thank
question?
you, man.
You're gonna get on.
To members of the original groups, how do you feel when there are groups of fake members?
That's sweet. But I have to tell the truth. I have to tell the story about why, you know, they're not, I mean, they are, if you want to call them fake, that's, you know, because Dee Dee Kennebrew is original. She backed up me when I was 13 and 14 in a group. But what happened was, when I went to Europe like in 1984, and I stayed in Vienna for maybe 8 years, and then I lived in England for 6 years. When I came back in 1997, and you know I'm a truthful girl, I tell the truth. When I came back in 1997, I started calling agents, and the agent said, "Oh, LaLa, you're back, you know, the Do Run Run girl, the Then Kiss Me girl." And I said, "Yeah, I'm back, you know." And I tried to get work, and Dee Dee Kennebrew had copywritten the name. She copywrote the name. And so when she copywrote the name, I had so many contracts in the mail, and the man called me and he said to me, "LaLa, you could work here, you could work there." And then the next week he called and he said, "No, because Dee Dee is saying that if you work and use the name, she'll sue you." And she said she would call the radio stations, she would call the television, she would call anybody. So I couldn't use the name. So Dee Dee is in it, but the other two girls that sing with her, they aren't there. So you know what I did? Naturally I prayed, and because I am the original. And mind you, that people don't know that when I put down the Do Run Run and Then He Kissed Me, the crystals are not on anything I've done. They're not on Santa Claus Is Coming to Town, the Christmas album. They're not on background of Then He Kissed Me and the Do Run Run, because Phil flew me out to New York, from New York to California, and I put down those tracks. So I was upset at first, and I said, "Dee Dee, listen, I paid everything for you with the biggest songs, the Do Run Run and Then He Kissed Me. Everybody could work," but she didn't want that. So what I did was I prayed on it, and then I started working the cutting room 8 times in New York. I worked the cutting room, and I took my name out of it, and I kept saying, "LaLa Brooks, former original lead singer of the Crystals, LaLa Brooks," and that's how LaLa Brooks came out from the Crystals, because it's very difficult to do that. because I'm not Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. I'm not Diana Ross and the Supremes, where the name is out front. So I worked hard to get my name out there in order for me to work. But it's so crazy because you don't realize that Phil gave the name, really, Phil gave the name to all of us in a settlement. He gave the Crystal name to everybody. But we didn't do our research. And when I came back, I didn't know. And to fight her in court would have cost me a fortune after 30 years. So when she called me on the phone and she was irate, and I said, Dee Dee, I paid for your house from the Do Run Run. I paid for your college for your daughter. I paid for everything because when she got belligerent, I sort of got stupid too. But that's why I'm not there. But by the grace of God and by all the fans and you guys, I am grateful that I was able to come out and be able to work and do the songs that I sang lead on. So I thank you guys.
Yeah.
Not myself.
You're there. I know what it's like. I know what it's like.
Lady, you gotta
Time for one
explain
more
about
question.
the crystals to me. I don't understand.
Yes,
Somebody.
in the back, with the hat. Sorry. My name is Barbara Jean
Yes.
English. Not Lillian Leach. I don't know why, how you got that, but my name is Barbara Jean English, and I was fortunate enough for Brenton, Teresa, and Charlie Horner, and Pam to introduce me to this wonderful project. Brent, I just want to thank you so much. It is magnificent. It is magnificent. Magnificent. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy to get the opportunity to stand here and to thank all of you, fans or historians or just lovers of that, you know, unsung hero like myself. I mean, I'm nobody but except what you made me, that you remembered my music. And I thank Brett. God bless you. I wish you so much more. And Sammy, listen, I love all of you. I don't know half of you, Lois, but this is a wonderful thing that he's done. And I hope we make some money out of this. Thank you so much. All right. Very quick.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right.
Yes.
So you're right.
Show you're right.
Phil. Yeah. Phil. Did he say so you're right? So you're right.
Wally Roker is the reason that I'm here tonight. I
Heartbeats,
wanted to be
baby.
a bass singer because I heard Wally with the Heartbeats.
All right.
I was a major Heartbeat fan. The first group I had, 1956, was a group called the Crescents. I was the bass singer. We worked with Hal Jackson. We went on a little mini tour. I thought it was in Australia. However, it was only in Danbury, Connecticut. But I was only 15 years old. Wally was the reason I'm here. God bless him.
Yes.
So it's painful.
Is Russell.
These guys,
It's still passed since the filming, and yeah, we were honored to have him when we had him, and that was his last performance that we captured, and it was just a thrill, just an absolute thrill to have Diz as well.
Well, it's been a thrill to have you all with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Brent, for this beautiful work. Thank you, everyone, for joining
I want to
us.
see. Wait a minute.
Thank you.
2 more days until NYC